The Free Woman, a weekly feminist review. Thursday, November 30th, 1911. Notes of the week. This week has been made vivid for us on account of the unique opportunity which our position as editors of The Free Woman has afforded us to learn at first hand the methods of a number of female bullies. In terms which would have been intolerable from Lord God Almighty to a black beetle, to make use of a famous quotation, we've been informed as to our unworthiness, our caddishness, and our treachery. As many of these correspondents have availed themselves of the expedient of addressing their communications to one or other of the joint editors personally, we are unable, much to our regret, to publish the correspondence in full. One personal letter, however, coming from one of the most prominent supporters of the Women's Social and Political Union, we quote in part and hope to obtain the permission to quote in full with signature attached in next week's issue. Coming from a rich woman, it embodies the tone and spirit now customary with certain wealthy women who have a bare acquaintance with militancy and who presume to adopt the attitude of censor towards those who have given of their passion and physical strength and have thereby given life to a great part of the militant movement in the past. Among other passages which occur are these. Your vile attack on Miss Pankhurst fills me with amazement and disgust too deep for expression, that you, who talk so glibly of seeking, first and foremost, truth and light, you who have worked and suffered for the cause, are now betraying it, just out of some petty personal spite. You have committed the unpardonable sin, for you have sinned against your own ideals. Oh, I am deeply ashamed of you. Yes, and I am sorry for you must be ashamed of yourself to your heart's core. The attack is not even honest, for you know as well as Miss Pankhurst knows that the only way to get women's suffrage... You have too much political acumen to be taken in by Mr. Lloyd George. Why are you deliberately playing into his hands? But your lack of honesty in this is on a par with your lack of honesty to me and probably to the other subscribers to your establishment fund. How dared you ask me to subscribe without giving me the faintest hint as to your changed attitude towards the whole suffrage question? Here we should mention that the lady has promised the sum of £10. It is in the light of such epistles as these that the utter silence which surrounds the inner workings of the Women's Social and Political Union becomes explicable. The simultaneous use of emotional appeal and of virulent scolding makes it quite understandable why sensitive people have fallen back in horror from the ordeal. If for a straightforward impersonal criticism of a policy, of necessity initiated by somebody who must bear a name, and for a simple statement that we think it wise for the present to accept the promise of a statesman and think it folly to do otherwise and say so, we get such a torrent of hysterical chiding and abuse as this, does it not make patent to the world how far personal dominance can go and how deadly and degrading it can become? You can find this in full on the website Modernist Journals.